I'm back again. So I've moved all the Generations figures onto one shelf. All good things. The four I have are here. So you have a Star Trek shelf here now. The figures I'm not going to open, Sarek and Troy. Started adding the Masterverse I'm going to keep, basically the 40th anniversary ones. Voyager is down here. So is the 40th anniversary Rathacon figures. So I guess the bottom part of this shelf is going to get the Masterverse stuff and the sets. Of course, everything that's 40th anniversary I keep. But everything else may well get sold, and I probably will sell it. So what about the Ninja Turtles? These are newer ones, like $2022. They were never my toy line. That's the thing. Ninja Turtles were never my toy line. These were. And you know what? Well, I don't know that that's going to be entirely a sell-it shelf. Yeah. It's not an entirely sell-it shelf. You will keep that, because that was a Christmas present from Zach. And you will never sell Christmas presents. However, and that's a 50th anniversary Lucasfilm, and it is him, so will. Yeah. But you know what? You are, aren't you? Yeah, I am. You are? I am. Why? 'Cause it's not really my toy line. And I'm moving. Over there are the play sets. So I am, and vehicles. I'm going to keep them. There we go. So the figures I'm keeping are here. You have the play sets, well, the vehicles of O2 Origins, and you have the figures, Star Wars 50th Anniversary Lucasfilm, Return of the Jedi 40 years, and there's a Motu 40 years figure there. Now, there's not much room here, but we're going to see if Playmates 2009 Star Trek will fit up there. They actually do fit there. I just don't know if more than 3 or 4 of them will do it, though. So give me one moment. Maybe the Galoob figures are a better choice. So the 4 Galoob figures are there. So is Star Trek 2009. Now I know because of the placement of the table it's a bit difficult to tell what's on the shelf, but there's the best picture of the 2 reorganized shelves. This shelf remained the same. Let me see here. There. Uhura. Now if I can push the Playmates figures back enough, you might be able to get something. Probably not. Let's check that shelf. Alright, here we go. What I'm doing now is trying to highlight what I have in my figures. My Black Series figures. Now those are the Christmas gifts. They don't go anywhere. That's a Constructs piece. The Christmas gifts do not go anywhere. I keep them with me forever. However, I think I see some Marvel Legends back here that I don't need to keep. Yeah. Because I'm moving. I have to fix things. I have to purge. It's the only way, A, I'll make money, and B, I'll make space. Okay. So I think I've got the shelf down to what I need, so I'll put it up on the table and I'll be back. Starting to put the shelf together now. The narrow end goes on top so it can fit in the bottom of each successive shelf. So I'll be back when it's done. All right, second level is up. And of course you have the 4 legs, but I wanted it to stand more equal to the other one, so I am putting it upside down. There. And there. There. And the last one here. Okay, now, what goes on this shelf, the very bottom shelf, will be what I absolutely do not want to keep. And the very top will be what I might want to keep, like, say, the Ninja Turtles or Masterverse. So I'm going to start putting stuff on the shelf that'll clear up all of this. It'll allow me to move the bins and stuff that I do want to keep into the back corner in front of the other shelves and put the Star Wars there because that's the only thing that'll stay. And the most important thing is it'll allow me to access the closet in case there are any toy containers in there that I need to do the toy organizing for the show that's now only 2 months away, starting tomorrow. In fact, today is March 31st, I believe. And 2 months from today will be Sunday, May 31st, setup day for Deep River Geek Fest. So the first row is the Ninja Turtles and Marvel Legends. Of course, I'll get a better shot of the entire thing. I'll have to be in long mode. So the second shelf is mostly random figures, Dragon Ball Z. There's the prototype figures. And of course, I'm going to... The reaction figures won't stay upright. We'll see if the Star Wars ones do. Mostly a Star Wars shelf, as you can see. So that leaves the question, what am I going to put on the top shelf? Well, if the G.I. Joe reaction figures fall down, then I might as well go for the G.I. Joe Classified. And as you see, the third shelf, not the top shelf, is G.I. Joe Classified and Masterverse. So I guess the top shelf is going to be that which will stand upright. So the rest of the Masterverse, couple Star Trek figures, and I guess we'll start with the hockey cards. Now, I'm not selling them. This is just getting them off the floor. Alright, there's the one Lego set. Here's the couple of Star Wars Trek figures that I already had a copy of. So I can sell the duplicates, of course. And I've been saving the stickers. And I have a whole sticker sheet of prices that I've kept. I will keep the Star Wars Lego, of course. I'm taking pictures in between because it's multiple layers. But there's the Masterverse top layer. And I guess that's it. There's no more room on this shelving unit, but I'm going to fix all this now. So I'll come back when it's done. Well, partially done. Well, we're getting somewhere. See? Oh, flashlight on. Tried to put them in numerical order, but then I realized I'd forgotten about Anakin, so he's here. Now we just start putting them. Now these ones are not labeled, so I'm going to have to do them by alphabet. Here are the alphabet figures. So I might as well put Luke in front of Anakin. There. See if Malgus and Boba will fit in the back. Hopefully the space is... Ah, good. See? There you go. Space is wide enough for them. Excellent. Malgus and then the others alphabetically, with perhaps space to put one in sideways. But they all fit. There you go. There you go. And there's a space or two to fit something in sideways, but there's nothing left. Now, Masterverse, the 40th anniversary Masterverse that I'm going to keep, I'm just going to set on the table for now, because I really don't have anywhere else to put it. Oh, and it looks like a Cisco fell down, so I'm going to have to fix it. I was going to get a good picture of the shelf, the new shelf, and a picture shelf by shelf of the wall. So there's the first shelf, second shelf, of course, the table blocks some, aerator shelf here, and the college and high school era Star Wars shelf, which could stand to be nudged a little closer. Give me one. So there we are. And there is a better picture of the college shelf. So let's see what the room looks like when you first walk in now. So you have the right wall with 4 shelves. It's because the wall bows out a bit. And then you have the left wall with 4 shelves. And the sorting table. And as you see, a huge empty space there. So what I'm going to do is gradually shift over everything I want to keep over into that corner. So I will be back with that. That'll be shot in landscape mode. In landscape mode, I would be remiss if I didn't get a picture of what the left side wall looks like now before everything's in front. All right, here we go. So there is the Motu Origins shelf. I mean, yes, the ones I'm going to open are under there, and they're going to be somewhat blocked. There's the vintage shelf, and there's the I'm going to open eventually shelf. Motu Origins, Star Trek Playmates, and of course a few Star Wars figures I'm going to keep, like Star Wars 40 years, that don't fit onto the living room shelf. So now, from this angle, I'm going to go back to the vertical mode and get the picture of each individual shelf while they're unobstructed. I'm back again. Here's the first unobstructed view of the Motu Origins / Star Wars Black Series shelf. Here is the very first, I think, unobstructed view of the vintage Motu shelf. And this is going to be the best unobstructed view I can get of the Star Trek Playmates, Origins vehicles, and it's like an overflow shelf of stuff I intend to open. So there you go with that. So I am going to now move what's blocking the closet, and I don't mean to, but it's necessary, block the Motu Origin shelf with it, and we'll go from there. Here's the photo of what I'm definitely going to sell. Although, I know they're vastly out of scale, but I might stand the Back to the Future 2 figures with the thing. But I'll definitely sell the G.I. Joe reaction figures in Episode 7 and the Ahsoka figures. I have to narrow down some of the Star Wars, and my shelf is full. And I found Generate Motion Picture Kirk, so he's going to be there because I already have one. He is... All right, where is he? Well, he's on the shelf. He's on one of the shelves. I already have a Motion Picture Kirk. He's not there. He's not with Generations. Oh gosh, where is he? Ah! Classic Star Trek. There he is. I'm selling the one with the good bubble. I'm keeping the one with the crushed bubble. It's only fair. Well, I'm pleased so far. Oh, and these figures go in the birthday bag with the other figures I received from friends of mine. just like that. The most efficient way to get them in there. So the birthday bag, of course, I keep with me. Of course, this is some of it selling stuff too, so I'm going to start putting in front of aerators. I'm going to start working my way so I can move the bin back. Finally, you're getting there to get to the closet, and you finally have a somewhat unobstructed view of the childhood corner shelf. So it has the Star Trek and Star Wars collectible glasses, the large size Playmates figures, which I might sell also, Hot Wheels carry cases, so you have a total of 4 now, Visionaries figures, Star Trek Playmates. So I'm going to deal with the stuff on the floor for a moment, and I will be back. Now it's time to see if there's anything to sell down here underneath the desk. Yes, there actually is. Because I have to be somewhat ruthless right now and sell things. Okay, I'll keep that one because the box is dented. You want to sell them stuff that has a good box. However, since McCoy and Spock got opened, you'll keep Kirk, keep the Gorn. There was something else in here. Uhura. There we go. However, I might be able to actually put them up here on the Hot Wheels. Let's see here. There. 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 There you go. Okay, good. So far so good. You can still open the closet door. So now you just have to sort out what I'm keeping versus what I'm not keeping. Alright, so I'm going to have to move a bin because I see one figure I am going to keep and it should fit. No, it won't. The card back's too wide. Alright, I have an idea. Will it fit in here? Nope. Too high. Okay. Well then, if all else fails, I'm going to put it underneath the table with the other stuff I'm keeping. Because there's no more shelf space until I sell stuff. Hopefully in 2 months. Alright, so step right back. So this is the current state of the toy room. You have the stuff you're going to keep and perhaps eventually open, except for the Masterverse. You keep them closed. And a 25th anniversary Joe's. The important thing here is you've moved enough stuff that you can now open the closet. So when it's time for the movers to move me, the closet is open and I can access all the Hot Wheels that are hanging on the hangers and see if there's anything I need to sell. And check that bin. In fact, I'm going to check that bin right now. Where all my old bins were. Found them. Plus, I found some old lanyards. So there you go. And a few more loose, Star Wars figures. So, from episode 3, or 1 perhaps, so I'll lay them all out. We can open them one by one. There's an episode 3 Sidious. That's probably an episode 3 Vader with his lightsaber. Inspector Gadget figure. And some McDonald's Happy Meal toys. Oh, and Grievous. I know that's just a Grievous statue, but that's good enough. Okay, so let me set up those figures and I'll be back. Alright, so here's the prequel figure. So you have an episode 3 Sidious from '05, probably an episode 3 Vader, episode 1 Palpatine, and 2 Darth Mauls. Now neither one of them have their saber, but the opened figures have their sabers. And of course, just add all the accessories to the bottom shelves. Lightsaber hilts, I forget quite who they belong to now. And a comlink and the clone trooper's gun. Alright, so that's good. Because I always regretted that the episode 3 figures got lost, but now I don't have to live with that regret because they've been found. And the episode, these Fraggle Rock things. Okay, but the point is I have the bins. So I have to empty the bins because I'm going to need them to sell toys in June. There's a sword I have from my one Supernaturals figure. Phone's almost out of battery. So I'm starting the bins. I'm going to put everything in this one bin that I'm keeping. And that'll be it. So I'll see you all later. Hope you enjoyed the toy reorganization. Bye-bye. As it's sorted out, got everything as it should be. Have the bins with the first stuff to sell, though I'll probably use them to stand up Star Wars and G.I. Joe reaction action figures. Everything I keep is along the left wall. The childhood corner shelf has changed positions, and as you see, Happy Meals toys and Fraggle Rock vehicles, which I found in 2018. I put the staffs of the Visionaries in the corners of the childhood bins. And there's the sorting table with the 2 reference books. And of course there's a lot less underneath because I managed to put it in that big bin. And the hockey cards are in the far corner where they won't be immediately visible. Actually, I can put this tin, take it out of the Constructs box and put it there. There you go. And of course you have the main section of the room, which was the right side, which was organized. So there you go, see? So now you have 4 shelves on each side, and there's some of the stuff to sell. And some of it will make up that shelf as well. And there's the episode 1 and 2 shelf. You saw the vintage figures out there. The Air Raider shelf just moved over a little bit. And the orientation, I found the Galoob Tasha figure, so I put her over there. So this corner changed, at least on 2 of the 3 levels. The Motu Vintage shelf remained intact. The Black Series is on the bottom shelf. They all magically fit of the Motu Origins shelf. And of course, as I open those figures and the ones that are in the bottom, I can remove that spot. Of course, it'd be a bit difficult to get at that, but all I have to do is move the Constructs bin. The important thing is I can open the closet. This whole space here is now free. So when they come to move me, and hopefully there won't be stuff on the floor at that moment, then it'll be a lot easier. There'll be more room. So I'll put the chair in and we'll get the complete picture. Before anything falls apart, there's the table. So I have the He-Man vintage reference books on the left. I have the Star Wars up to 2012 reference book on the right. And you have the Star Trek figures in the background. So that's all for now for showing storeroom. So I'll just do one last pan around. So there's the childhood shelf. You got the 3 figures you did open, so you'll open the others, of course. Reaction. There's the Motu Origin shelf, complete with the 40th anniversary figures, deluxe figures, vehicles, some Mega Constructs. There's the Motu Vintage shelf with the vehicles and the figures, and Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain on the top. This is a mixture. So Star Wars Modern on the top, Star Trek Playmates on the second shelf, and Galoob. Star Trek Playmates and Motu Origins play sets on the bottom. And of course that also continues now. You have 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi figures on the bottom shelf and Motu Origins to open. The hockey cards. On the floor is the Constructs bin and box. The card back box, the childhood bins, which I didn't have anywhere else to put them. The 3 Hot Wheels cases so that I can have them packed away when it's time. Well, there's a 4th one in the corner. The Philomene table. The top level of this shelf is the only one that didn't change. And you have the Star Trek Playmates on the first and second shelves. And third, that's Voyager down there. And the Star Wars 40 Years figures. The 2 Motu figures I'm keeping is, for Masterverse, is He-Man 40th Anniversary and Battle Armor He-Man. I'll probably keep King Grayskull as well. He's up here somewhere. And then you have the new shelf, which has mostly Masterverse on the first and second shelving units. Of course, G.I. Joe Classified. A duplicate of the Captain Kirk figure, because I already have one, with a battered card back. He's in there, so I can sell the good one. The prototype figures of Star Wars, the other ones. And then you have the Ninja Turtles occupying the bottom shelf. And some Marvel Legends, perhaps. And then you have all the reaction figures and Star Wars figures down here. And then you have the Pez and the Motu Minis. And the reaction Xena, the Discovery figures, the college Star Wars shelf, college era, and of course, my first toys that I really remember, besides He-Man, of course, the Air Raiders shelf. So that is all for Sean's Toy Room for this Sunday, March 31st, 2024. And this is what you see when you come into the room. There we go. All right, so I'm quite happy. It's been reorganized, and hopefully 2 months from now, there'll be a lot less on the floor. And that everything that I'm keeping that's on the floor will go on the spare shelving unit. So, we'll see you all later. Bye-bye.